You've heard this sound if you've ever flown on an Airbus A320 family aircraft, and statistically, you almost certainly have. You've heard it during pushback or right after landing. That rhythmic, mechanical barking. It sounds like a dog trapped somewhere below the cabin floor. Or maybe a chainsaw that won't quite start. You might have thought it was luggage being loaded. Or a cargo door mechanism. Or, and this is the one most people settle on, just some random noise planes make. But what if I told you that sound isn't random at all? What if I told you it's one of the most clever pieces of hydraulic engineering on the entire aircraft, and that hearing it is actually a good thing? That sound is the PTU, the Power Transfer Unit. And by the end of this video, you're going to listen for it every single time you fly. Let's back up. To understand the barking dog, you first need to understand what a hydraulic system does on an aircraft, and why it's one of the most safety-critical systems on the entire plane. At cruising speed, the forces acting on an aircraft's control surfaces are enormous. The airflow over the wings and tail generates hundreds of kilograms of pressure against the ailerons, the elevators, the rudder. A human being physically cannot move those surfaces against that kind of airflow. The pilot would need superhuman strength, so aircraft use hydraulics. Hydraulic fluid, a specialized fire-resistant synthetic oil, is pressurized to 3,000 psi. That's over 200 times the pressure in your car tire. At that pressure, a hydraulic actuator the size of your forearm can generate enough force to move a flight control surface the size of a dining table against a 500-knot wind. The system is simple in principle. An engine-driven pump pressurizes the fluid. The pressurized fluid flows through pipes to actuators at each control surface. When the pilot moves the controls, valves open, fluid flows, and the actuator moves the surface. It's reliable, it's powerful, and it's absolutely essential. But aviation engineering is rarely about common sense and almost always about physics. And the physics of hydraulics presents a problem. What happens if the system fails? On an Airbus A320, the answer is, it can't fail. Not completely, because there isn't one hydraulic system. There are three. They're color-coded: green, blue, yellow, and they're completely independent. Each system has its own reservoir of hydraulic fluid, its own pump, its own network of pipes and actuators. The green system is powered by Engine 1, the left engine in the direction of flight. The yellow system is powered by Engine 2, the right engine. The blue system is powered by an electric pump, independent of both engines. This means that if one engine fails, you lose one hydraulic system. If both engines fail, the nightmare scenario, you still have the blue system running on electrical power. And if the electrical power fails too, the blue system has a backup you've probably never heard of: the ram air turbine, a small propeller that drops out of the belly of the aircraft and spins in the airflow, generating just enough hydraulic pressure to give the pilots flight control. That's a whole other video. But here's the question that leads us directly to the barking dog. If the green and yellow systems are independent, separate fluid, separate pumps, separate pipes, what happens when one is pressurized and the other isn't? Enter the Power Transfer Unit, the PTU. Imagine it as two hydraulic units connected by a single shaft. On one side, a hydraulic motor. On the other, a hydraulic pump. They sit between the green and yellow systems, with no fluid ever crossing between them. The fluids stay separate. What transfers is mechanical power. Here's how it works. During engine start, the pilots typically start Engine 2 first, the right engine. That pressurizes the yellow hydraulic system. The green system, powered by Engine 1, is still at zero pressure. The difference between the two systems reaches 500 psi. That pressure differential triggers the PTU automatically. The pressurized yellow fluid spins the motor side of the PTU. That motor spins the shaft. The shaft spins the pump on the green side, and the pump pressurizes the green system, using the yellow system's pressure without any fluid crossing between them. It's a hydraulic transformer, one system lending power to another, and it happens in both directions. If the green system is pressurized and the yellow isn't, the flow reverses. The PTU is bidirectional. Now, Here's why it sounds like a dog. The PTU operates in pulses. It doesn't run continuously. It cycles on and off as the pressure differential fluctuates. Each cycle is a rapid pressurization event, and the mechanical components, the motor, the shaft, the pump, produce a sharp, rhythmic sound as they engage and disengage. At a frequency of roughly 10 to 15 cycles per second, the result is unmistakable: a mechanical bark. Here's the question everyone asks: why does this happen on Airbus but not on Boeing? The answer isn't that a Boeing doesn't have a PTU. Some Boeing aircrafts do. The 757 and 767, for example, have their own power transfer systems, but they're designed differently. They operate more smoothly, with less of that characteristic barking. The specific sound you hear on the A320 family comes down to the design of the PTU's cycling behavior and its physical location. On the A320, the PTU is mounted in the main landing gear bay, directly below the cabin floor. The structure of the aircraft acts as a sounding board, transmitting the mechanical pulses directly into the passenger cabin. On Boeing aircraft that have similar systems, the unit is typically mounted differently, and the hydraulic architecture doesn't produce the same pressure differential during normal ground operations. The PTU doesn't cycle as aggressively. No barking. So the next time you're boarding an A320 and you hear that sound, you'll know exactly what it means. The hydraulic systems are pressurizing. The green and yellow circuits are equalizing. The PTU is doing exactly what it was designed to do, and your aircraft's flight controls are being verified as operational before you even leave the gate. Let me give you one more layer. The PTU isn't just a convenience. It's a safety feature, with a specific failure scenario in mind. Imagine you're at 35,000 feet. Engine 1 fails. The green hydraulic system, powered by Engine 1, loses pressure. In most aircraft, that would mean losing half your hydraulic capacity. Flight controls served by the green system would go stiff. The pilots would be fighting the aircraft. But on an A320, the PTU kicks in automatically. The still-running Engine 2, powering the yellow system, transfers hydraulic power across to the green system through the PTU. The pilots retain full flight control authority. The aircraft handles exactly as it did before the engine failure. The passengers never even notice. That barking sound you hear on the ground, that slightly annoying, slightly concerning mechanical noise, is the exact same system that could save the aircraft in an emergency. It's being tested, every single flight, before you even push back. That sound isn't a malfunction, it's a confirmation. Every bark is the PTU cycling through its pressure equalization sequence. Every pulse is proof that the hydraulic backup system is armed and ready. When you don't hear it, that's when you might actually have a problem. So next time that dog barks beneath your feet, let it. It's not guarding against danger. It's telling you there isn't any.